Building an igloo. Winter in the northern Arctic is long and cold, so long that by September the ocean starts to freeze over, and so cold that the ice soon forms a cover 6.5 feet deep. No wonder then that any moisture in the air freezes right away. On cloudy days, it may come down as snow. On clear days, the air is full of tiny silvery ice crystals. A new layer of white covers land and sea every day, packing down hard in some places and settling loosely in others. Trees have never grown in this part of the world. For centuries, the people of the Arctic, the Inuit, build their houses of snow. They call them igloo in some regions, igloovik in others. Snow was everywhere, and the only tool needed was a knife of bone, antler, or walrus tusk. Depending on the size of a family, its igloo was big or small. Even giant igloos were built as places to dance to the sound of drums. Both light and heat were provided by a stone lamp called a kulik, burning seal fat and using the cotton-like seeds of a small plant for a wick. Of course, each igloo needed a chimney where hot air could escape, or the whole top would begin to melt and might cave in on the people. When many people lived in an igloo, they sometimes damaged its walls. Rather than continually patching their igloo, the family would build a new one. Often, an igloo was abandoned because the family moved to better hunting grounds, leaving their old house to melt away in the summer sun. Tukulaki Kikukaktak lives in the Grise Fjord, the most northern settlement in Canada on Ellesmere Island. He does not live in an igloo. Like all the Inuit of today, he lives in a house. But when Tulaki was a little child, he lived in an igloo. And when he was a boy, he learned how to build one. Ever since, when he goes hunting far away for the musk ox or a polar bear, he builds an igloo for shelter. A hunter never goes alone on a long trip. Tukilaki likes to take along Jopi, one of his 4 sons. And of course, Jopi, like his father, long ago learned how to build an igloo. It takes several hours of hard work to build a good igloo. The most important thing is to find the right kind of snow. Not too soft, not too hard. Tukilaki starts walking over the land. Only when the surface remains unbroken under his feet does he stop. With his carpenter's saw, he checks the depth of quality of the snow. On a rocky slope, like the site shown here, he has to be especially careful to find a large enough area of good snow. Once he has found it, he steps to one side of the good snow and paces off a circle. This is where he will build his igloo. Tukilaki outlines the blocks in the snow before he cuts them. Then, with the blade of his saw, he lifts up each one. It can weigh from 18 to 27 pounds, depending on size. He lines up the blocks alongside the growing trench from which they were cut. When he has cut all the blocks, it is time to start building the igloo. He cuts diagonally into the blocks to start a spiral. Jopi helps with the carrying. Before bringing a fresh block, he waits until his father has set the last one in position. After setting each block, Tukilki trims and cleans its surface with a long knife. The final blocks that round off the top need skillful shaping and fitting. Tukilki reaches up and places the last block, the keystone of the igloo. He is locked in. With his knife, he cuts a low doorway and crawls out. After the two men fill in the cracks with the soft snow from the undercut side of the blocks, Tukilki builds a chimney. Then he cuts a window in the front above the entrance. He has chosen a piece of ice from the ocean for a window pane. It gives much light to the inside, a strange blue-green light like the surrounding a swimmer underwater. Tukilki decides to build a porch. It will keep the cold draft from coming inside and will give him storage space, especially for food, boots, and bulky clothing. He cuts more snow blocks. After attaching the first two rows to both sides of the igloo's entrance, he rounds off the top on the gentle slope of a spiral. No chimney is needed for the porch, and the cracks are filled in quickly. The igloo is ready. It is evening. Father and son settle down inside. They look out on the frozen ocean. Tomorrow will be a day of hunting.